what you are doing, what NRSC is doing in general, and then we'll go into specific things.
Very good morning to all of you. Thank you, sir. So I'm Srinivasa Rao, representing National Remote Sensing Center. And you know that ISRO has been in this field for a long time. We have been working with the vision of Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, that we are second, means India is second to none in space applications for the society. So our vision from the beginning is to serve the society, and India being a agrarian country, so we have been working in this field for last 30-40 years. So with our satellite series, like started with IRS, then Resource Sat, Cartosat, Ocean Sat. So we have been providing a lot of inputs for Ministry of Agriculture as well as Ministry of Climate and Forest and Climate, as well as for several other ministries. So we have a portal called Bhuvan. Whatever work we are doing for various ministries towards agriculture and other applications, we are pushing everything through this Bhuvan, and the majority of the ministries, they are using these products. It is like crop status, it is like the meteorological inputs for the crops, weather related information, and rural development, particularly this watershed management. So like this, using different resolution of satellites like Cartosat, which is 1 meter and less. So that kind of data also to have field level information. So a lot of inventory is created, lot of schemes of government. So transparency we brought. So we mostly end with the ministry, so that I think ministry will further take it on to the ground. I think you being the last mile connectivity, so now I request you, so that how you are connecting from ministry or the companies to the actual farmer.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everybody. So I'm Sat Kumar, co-founder and CEO of Satyukt Analytics. So my education was mainly into using satellite data for the water resources in agriculture. See, one of the problem we see is like, we say in management, if you want to manage something, first you need to measure it. And we are relatively quite, poor in terms of measuring data, be it related to water resources like rainfall, runoff, or the soil moisture, groundwater, and is of course for agriculture, because we have very small land holdings. It's not manually possible to go and verify each and every farm. So that's what I was doing in my research. And then when we started the company, like sir is from NRSC. So their major task is to take the data from satellite, process it, deliver it to the government for various policy making. We'll discuss further on that. So our task starts after that, how we can take that data and bring it to the farmer or the end user, because it's not feasible for NRSC, to work with farmers directly. But as a private company, we get lots of freedom. We can work with different people, etc. So what as a company we are doing is how we can make use of satellite data and make the application which benefits the farmer. Just to give you an example, we can do, let's say, these kind of monitoring through IoT sensors. Let's say if we have 1 acre, 1 hectare of farm, we put one sensor, it can measure few variables. It could be weather data, nutrient data, soil moisture data. Typically cost comes about 50,000 to 1 lakh per year, which is very, very costly for farmer. When we use the satellite data along with processing cost, marketing cost, sales cost, etc., everything, it comes to about only 1,000 rupees per year, approximately I'm talking about. So it's only about 1 or 2% of the cost of the IoT sensor, which we believe to be, quite advanced technology. So when we bring the cost so low, we can reach large number of farmer. India, and there are many countries like India where land holding is very small, about 1 acre or 1 hectare. So we can targeting to serve those kind of farmers. So our job has been how we can make valuable information for the farmers. So there are some things, we complement each other, where there are things where ISRO and NRSC or SEC Ahmedabad, they can add value to the, the ecosystem. And there are some where we can fill the gap, we can add value to the, to the rural ecosystem. Sir, So, like, can you name some of the satellites? I know you mentioned some which can add value. There are some upcoming missions, existing missions, running mission, and what kind of value they can add into the rural ecosystem.
Yeah, like right now we are using resource sat kind of satellites, which provide different kinds of resolution: 50 meter, 25 meter, means I am approximately I am telling, and 5 meter. So this from a large synaptic view to close to a particular field, you can have information. So from 50-meter resolution, we have around 700 kilometer swath. So it is very big swath. And then with 5.8-meter LIS4, same satellite, so we can go to more or less to field level. And we have another series called Cartosat. You can go to up to 30 centimeter data. So within the field also you can see the variability. So all these things are available to Ministry of Agriculture for doing this, and we very closely work with MNCFC, which is a part of Ministry of Agriculture, and they means like it is a institute born out of the project that is held at NRSC. Now it is available at established at Delhi, and they look into all these things. We keep supporting in the upstream side, so providing different kinds of satellite data. Recently we had a meeting with all ministries of India that we called National Meet 2.0. So more than 60 departments we had, and we took all the requirements, particularly from Ministry of Agriculture. So what kind of additional information they require, particularly thermal data. So now ISRO is going to launch one satellite that is called Trishna, which provides high resolution temperature information. So when you look at crop, you will see basically the vegetation vigor. We call it as NDVI and other indices. So now you can see the temperature variations also. That also helps within the field if you want to do the precision agriculture, where you need more water, where you need more fertilizers, all those things. So for better information about the field, now we are going to launch Trishna with Canes, the French company. Similar way, recently we have launched one more satellite. This is called NISR. This is a NASA ISRO synthetic aperture radar satellite, which provides information from S band and L band. So you will have more idea about the what we say bio estimates, how much bio you have within the crop area. Say for example, this jute crop. So that stands, they give more information to us, so that can be used for other requirements. So these kind of things are there apart from disasters and all other applications, water resources. So particularly to agriculture fields and rural areas, this is very, very important, and this is one of the very unique mission in the world. Two types of wavelengths from the same mission. So just now we completed the mission period, and this data is going to be open to all the people across the globe. And a few more satellites are also in the offing, that is ResourceSat 3 series, which provides 10 to 20 meter data. So different resolutions. And ResourceSat 3 sampler, which provides a 1.5 meter stereo data. Earlier we have Cartosat 1, so improved version of that we are going to have. And during this meeting, now India needs at least 130 satellites to satisfy various ministries. So that we discussed. So we are optimizing on that. So we will come up with our own plan for that shortly. Maybe very useful for the downstream companies to maximize the utilization of satellites for agriculture and other things.
Thank you, sir.
Maybe you can also give your views on what is that you people are expecting from national organizations like ISRO and RSC.
Yeah, just to add, like we discussed about some of the band name and then microwave or the SAR came. So just to tell audience, maybe some are not from remote sensing background, there are different kind of satellite. One we call typically optical satellite, which is like as human we see, and then some infrared band, etc. And there are some microwave satellite which can see even when we have cloud. Typical optical satellite cannot see when we have cloud. And every wavelength has different kind of sensitivity. Like when we talked about L band, H band, they are more sensitive for water, be in soil or be in the vegetation. So we can estimate biomass, we can estimate the moisture, which can penetrate much better compared to a C band kind of satellite. And there are also multispectral satellite where we have different band which are useful for estimating, let's say, soil nutrient and other kind of things. So there are various applications. So one thing we would like to see, it's very unfortunate, we were discussing with sir. I am working with ISRO from last close to 20 years, but still as a company I am using more data from Europe and the NASA, because it's easy to download automatically those data. ISRO data are available and we know how to use, and quality is same as par with the other, the Western countries. But this, it's not so easy to automatically download. As a company, when I'm working with lakhs of farmers, the data is supposed to go automatically. I can't hire 1,000 people who will manually download process. So one request you are discussing, and we'll follow it after that, how we can automatically fetch. So we use ISRO data as of now when we need to do one kind of, one time some job, there we use the data. But for automatic part, we are not able to do it because we need data every 5 days for lakhs of farms. It's not possible manually. So this is one thing I think NRSC can do a job. Otherwise, mission wise, I don't see we are lacking in anything. Maybe I think, sir, Hyperion was a Indian satellite or it was from some other agency?
Hyperion is not our.
Was there any hyperspectral mission from NRSC ISRO so far?
It is going to come.
Okay. That will be very helpful. So I feel if we have one hyperspectral mission, and we can make this resource set list 3 list for data available to public in an easy way, I think it will add lot of value for Indian community. And NISAR is going to be very helpful. Now with the help of Sentinel-1, we are getting soil moisture almost once in 12 days. NISAR is also about I think 15-16 days cycle.
You have NISAR, you have RSAT 1.
RSAT also.
1A.
If we can start using that, then easily we can get once or twice a week data. That's very much valuable for farmer. And just to, we were talking about the resolution 5 meter, 10 meter. Typical thinking is finer is better. But always we don't require so much. Just to give an example, most of the farms in India are about 1 acre. I mean, a guy may own 20 acre, etc., but they may be managing one unit is about 1 acre. It might be 0.8 acre, 1.5 acre, 2 acre. So let's assume 1 acre. If the satellite resolution is 10 meter, we are talking about 36 pixels within 1 acre, which is more than a farmer can manage. I mean, you imagine from farmer point of view, even if you tell in this 1 acre farm, if this place you need to put so much fertilizer, this place, etc., it's not practically doable. A farmer can make 2 or 3 zones, that's much more than what they can afford. So this 10 meter data is quite useful for most of the application. We need this 30 centimeter or sub-meter data when we need to do things like tree counting. So only in very few specific cases we need finer data of 1 meter or sub-meter data. Otherwise this 5, 10, 20 meter data, if we get a good temporal frequency, maybe about twice a week is quite good enough, then we can do many things for the farming or agriculture community.
This high resolution data is useful to create the base information. Initial inventory you have to do with high resolution. Monitoring can be done with little low resolution, correct. 10 meter, 5 meter, whatever. But when you are planning at field level, field boundaries, all those things are very important.
Correct, sir.
At that time, yes, this is one time investment. Later you can monitor with normal resolution.
Correct, sir. Like this is what we do. When we provide service through our company, through mobile app, beginning we need to mark the boundary of the farm. At that time we need 30 centimeter kind of data. So we use Google Earth data. And after that we don't need the data. That's only for marking the boundary. So at one time we need, so if once in a year or twice a year, we can get such kind of fine scale information that will serve the purpose. Sir, can you mention some of the product and project, which you are focusing on as NRSC and which is adding value to the Indian agriculture system?
Yeah. This is like Prime Minister, what is that?
Fasal Bima Yojana?
Fasal Bhima Yojana, where this insurance is part of that one. So this is one of the important thing where government is, this scheme is around 70,000 crore roughly. So government gives a lot of importance for that, and from NRSC we monitor. So apart from understanding the health of the crop, we also have something like a disaster management. So if a particular field is inundated, that information is available to us. So for insurance, damages to crop or the droughtness, all those things from meteorological satellite as well as the remote sensing satellites, we have indices. We provide all these things as a package through our Bhuvan portal, which provides visualization as well as information. We have Bhuvan apps also, mobile apps, which connects field data to this one. So in both ways, we get a lot of information for decision making. Majority of the insurance people, they use these techniques and tools to identify whether they are really affected or not. So this kind of information we provide. And watershed management, see like Manrega. So this rural employment guarantee scheme, so which needs a lot of transparency. So we understand that a lot of issues are there. So we brought transparency to both the mobile and satellite technology. So whatever they are creating assets at farm level, so these are all monitored by using high resolution data as well as the mobile apps. So that it is the time stamped and also position stamped. So we cannot change that. So based on that, a lot of transparency has been brought, and we have something like 6.5 crore geotagged information for we call it as Geo Manrega. So government or the ministry uses it extensively. And we also give what is the change for the last few years. Suppose you have intervention, some field level whatever tank you have built, is there any vegetation coming up around it, any agriculture? So this impact based information also we provide using this multi-year satellite data. So these are all the some of the things. There are several other things also. So maybe how you can connect with these things also, you can just.
So largely, I mean, we do many things, but largely we are focusing on farmer. So in our terminology, whatever we put in farm, we call it agri input, and whatever we take like produce, we call it agri output. So our main focus is on the agri input management. Just to give you in context, urea or the nitrogen is very much required for most of the crops, and it's highly subsidized by central government. The problem is we are typically putting 3 times the urea than we require. So it's wastage of the urea. We are not putting other required nutrient like P and K, and there might be some micronutrient. It's wastage of central government resources because and this extra urea will go as a pollution into air, into the rivers. You might have seen many times folks coming in lakes and then rivers, which is nitrification, and it goes into groundwater, and it's again creating pollution. So it's creating different kind of problem. And why it's happening? Because I come from a village. So it's like if my neighbor is putting 50 kg, I'll put 60 kg. Next year my neighbor will get to know I'm putting 60 kg, that guy will put 70 kg. Because my crop will looking now more green. It doesn't make, we are not monitoring it's really helping in the yield produce or not. Yesterday I was seeing one report. It was telling after a certain amount, if you put too much urea, it start decreasing the production quality. I'll have to go, spend more time on it, but this was quickly I was reading. So what we are trying to do soil testing with the help of satellite data. I just need a farm boundary. I don't have to go there, collect the sample, etc. So with the help of this boundary, we utilize the sentinel data, and then we process it, and we get the NPK, soil organic carbon, and pH value. And depending upon the kind of crop farmer is planning to put, we tell them this much fertilizer you need to apply, at this time you need to apply, this much should be the quantity. So we feel we are advising farmer you reduce urea, but to start putting other required nutrient also. So you are saving some money, and it will give you more production. Optimization. Similarly, we are working for pest and disease, forwarding, monitoring through satellite data and then telling which solution they need to apply. Because typically I see, as a human we'll go to doctor can check it up. But we don't carry our farm to the retailer. A farmer will go and say my crop is looking yellow. Retailer will sell a product wherever they can make more margin. They are not worried about how it's really going to help farmer. Typically they will give some kind of nutrient which will make crop look green, even though there is no help in the production, and just try to make margin. I'll give you one case study. I went to see one farmer in one village, and it was sugarcane crop, and crop was looking really yellow. And that farmer was going to buy something from the this retailer. As I asked him, wait for some time, and we were in very early stage, about 5 years back. Our apps were not in real time. It used to take some time. So I asked him, wait for some time, let me talk to my team, and we'll figure out what's the problem is. He said, no, he has to go. It was evening, so it was getting late. I asked him, you go and talk to him, but don't buy anything. You come back, then we'll see. He went, and that guy told, you buy this nutrient, this booster, etc., all those things he told, and you have this and that problem, you have termite in your farm, you can apply this termite solution. We analyzed the satellite data, we told you have lack of nitrogen. There are very few farmers, but he was one of that who don't apply the urea. So he said he does only organic farming, and yes, nitrogen is low. I said, you apply the required quantity of urea. Don't have to apply what your neighbors are applying. And no need of, there is no termite, no other issue. You apply this, it will get sorted. He applied it, and it helped him, and then he called me that it was really helpful. So there are such kind of downstream use cases we are trying to do, which can make an impact, which can benefit the farmers. And being the remote sensing based application, advantage that we have is we can work in any part of India or any part of the globe, because we don't have to physically go there. I have office only in Bangalore, and we have partner who connect us to the farmer. Through them we are working in more than 50 countries. We look for countries which are more or less similar to India in developing. Land holding is small, because we feel there are challenges are similar to what in India Indian farmers are facing. Many times we see we like some foreign technology, something coming from abroad, Israel or somewhere. But there are many things we are doing, and we are exporting our technology. People are seeing that the impact India can make in global arena. And at least in space technology, I feel we are in one of the top few countries where we can make an impact. And we are better equipped compared to America or Europe, where they have farm size of 100 hectare, 1000 hectare, etc. We understand the pain point of a farmer owning 1 acre, 2 acre or 1 hectare kind of land. So these are some of the cases, sir, that we are doing. Sir, there are two projects or the product I am aware of. One is called Fasal and one is called Chaman. Yeah. If briefly you can mention about it.
Fasal is basically for this crop acreage as well as yield estimation. So this has been in force for last 20 years. So ISRO is working on that. And whatever I mentioned, this MNCFC is from this project and another project, that is a drought monitoring. So these two activities have gone to Ministry of Agriculture, and they have started that one. So under this, we are able to provide how much area in the country is under say paddy, under wheat, these kind of different crops, how much area it is. And we use this particularly because majority of the thing is rain fed. So monsoon season, we cannot use normal remote sensing, that is optical data, because like if you see these days outside, you will see a lot of fog. Whereas with microwave data, that RSAT satellites, it is transparent. We are able to see that. So we use that data basically to understand the time series when they are started sowing. So based on the time scale and the response, we can separate whether it is paddy, wheat and other crops. So this kind of estimates we provide to government. So whether government has the need to import. So if we have to import, we have to start negotiations very early so that we can get at a better price. Or we are at a stage to export. Then we also has to consult other countries who need it. So this kind of lot of what we say financial benefits this particular project used to give. Now it is continuing at MNCFC. Another one is the chaman, that is for horticulture things. So what is the, again, how much area is under this one, how to monitor that and how to get the yield from that. So this also we are working on for a long time. Apart from that, satellite technology we use for all aspects of life. So majority of us, we do not even know that we are using satellite technology. Like if you want, say food, you use some apps like Zomato, all those things. So we have our Navic system which provides this kind of location-based services as well as other systems. So we combine all these things to help the farmers. Recently, this national highways, they came to us. They do not know whether their whatever infrastructure they have in the rural areas, whether they are climate resilient or not. So we provide combining our information from satellites. So whether a particular area is prone to flood or not. So last 25 years, ISRO has built such a database that a particular village, whether it is affected by flood or not, or particular road, whether it is affected by flood or not, or landslides, like that we have all information. Now majority of these people are integrating this information, and particularly for these insurance people also.
Sir, approximately how many crops are covered under Fasal and then Chaman project?
Around 9 crops we are able to give now,
In
and we are extending to 13. And further also we will extend with new satellite coming up.
And sir, in Chaman, how many horticulture we are tracking?
I am not very sure right now.
Approximately, sir. Not an exact number.
Chaman, we have an idea. Right now, I am not able to
Okay,
tell
no,
that.
sir, no, sir.
So, like you are telling, you are going to other countries. So, is it similar environment conditions or different?
So it's quite different. There are, we are working in many countries in Africa. If you look at North Africa, it's very dry, different kind of system. You come to southern part of Africa, different, west, I mean, it's very large continent. And then similarly, we work in Southeast Asia, in Latin America. So things are different. Currently, we are focusing on about 150 crops. When we go to a new region, of course, sometimes crops are different. Those we need to bring on our platform, but it's one-time exercise. And then depending upon different agroecological system, region, we'll have to, customize some of the things, what kind of pests they can get, disease they can get. So general framework is same, but we may have to sometimes fine tune to for that particular region. But this is one-time exercise. So that's
in India also you have several zones, no?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Agroclimatic zones.
Yes.
So you can correlate with some of these zones to other countries also, no?
So that's the first starting point we keep.
Okay.
Whichever part of India we feel looks similar, that's how we start.
Okay.
And then as and when we get feedback from our partner, we keep on fine tuning it.
Okay.
But that's how we have, this is one beauty of India. We have desert also.
Yeah, that's
region
what.
also,
That's
mountain
what.
also.
No, when you are telling about African countries,
Yes.
some are having some similarity at different regions of
Yes.
India.
And apart from the farmer, we are also doing something for the BFSI segment. Like as a salaried person, we have a CIBIL score. We are utilizing all the historical data, try to assess the drought risk, flood risk at farm scale, what kind of crop farmer was growing in last, let's say 3 years, how is the rainfall trend, rainfall variability. I mean, all the factors that we can imagine, we can capture from satellite and weather data. And finally generate a score. You can call it a farm score or Grameen score and give it to the BFSI segment. So that's the another thing we are focusing on. And not at such a large scale like Fasal and Chaman, but we are also focusing on few districts for agri output industry. I'll give one example. We are working for DSM Shriram Group in the central part of UP.
Okay.
So one challenge they have is, let's say for every sugarcane mill, they have their catchment area from where they can buy the sugarcane. But they need to know in each farm whether sugarcane is there or not, or whether it's the plant or ratoon. You know how the things work on ground. So through satellite data, we are giving the unbiased estimate. Of course, it's not 100% correct, but much better than what you get, manually. So in each farm, we can track whether it's sugarcane farm or not, it's ratoon or plant or what kind of sugarcane we have. And we are doing some machine learning modeling by taking all the parameters and trying to tell the bricks like a sugarcane content in the sugar that we can expect, and what's the best time to harvest this particular sugarcane farm. So there are many applications we are developing on the agri output side also. Slowly we are going into more and more commodities.
So you also look at the warnings that comes from weather related,
Yes, yes,
okay, cyclones or floods, all those things to
yes, yes,
support the farmers.
yes.
Okay, okay. So this is one of the main thing from ISRO. So we support all the nodal organizations like IMD, CWC, FSI, and other people also. So we provide first
We
level
make
of
use of your
information.
vulnerability index data of drought, flood, etc.
Okay, okay,
We use
okay,
that.
okay.
Yeah.
Good, good, good.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So there is a lot of improvement in weather systems also. We have something called a scatterometer. Whether you are aware or not,
No.
I do not know. So it is on OceanSat series
Okay.
of satellites. So the advantage of that is you can easily identify before formation of cyclone itself. And I think some of you are aware of this super cyclone Odisha. More than 10,000 people officially figured there. But same, what I say, intensity satellite in 2013, by that time World Meteorological Organization, WMO, started giving naming to cyclones. This is called Phylin. Same intensity, same place. But this time it is zero casualty. And this has become a world best example to follow, best practices. So from 1999, when we are not having this kind of scatterometers, there was a delay in detecting the cyclone. But now we have scatterometers across the globe also. Other data is also accessible to us. So we are able to tell much earlier. Because Odisha has already, has the burnt of that cyclone, they learn, and the government machinery is also very aptly worked at that time. So a lot of evacuation. So from 10,000 to zero is one of the major achievement for the government from technology point of view, governance point of view. So that way, I think in India, we have done a lot. India space sector has done a lot. Maybe some questions from.
We can take some
Yeah,
questions.
yeah.
Any questions somebody would like to ask?
Hi, Dharmesh here from PropLegit. I believe ISRO has, satellite image for up to, I guess, very close imaginary distance, where using those images, solutions provider like us and others can analyze that image and provide additional solutions like crop, how much crop has been grown for a rural, urban, how many flats or how many buildings, floors that it has. Currently, it is impossible right now based on whatever the free outsource images are available. And just want to know if the ISRO has some visions on some form, whether it's a paid or unpaid platform, that those images can be available to the partner like us. Thank you.
Yeah. Globally, up to 10 meters, data is open, free. From Indian side, it is up to 5 meters, data is available. Freely, you can download from our website that is called Bhunidhi. And if you need API, you can directly contact our Bhunidhi team. They will provide the details also. You have some issue that I will go back and check with that. So up to 5 meter data is free to anybody. For government organization, suppose if you are working for a government organization, through them all data is free, up to 30 centimeter. But our highest resolution is 30 centimeter. Suppose if you are working for a government organization, let the government organization write to ISRO, we provide it up to 30 centimeters, it is free of cost. See, like it all depends on if it is low resolution, you will have more coverages. If it is very high resolution, maybe once in a year only. Means it's a total cycle. It takes 180 days to cover entire country. But majority of the times we disturb that because it is an agile satellite. So whenever there is a need, we just tilt the camera. So you will not have a proper coverage. It takes at least 1 year to have more or less complete country. But this is an optical satellite. In some cases, you may have issue with cloud. So these are the things you have to keep it in
Broadly,
mind.
I feel, sir, you can correct if you are looking at 10 meter data, approximately 10, 20 meter, the coverage might be about 1 week, 2 weeks. more or
5
less.
days.
Yeah,
5 days to
approximately
7
that
days.
range,
Yeah.
If you go to very fine scale, 30 centimeter, like sir said, it might be 6 months, 1 year. You go to bit much coarser, it might be daily also. So it depends upon things.
Yeah, every 2 days also you can have a coverage as of now, but next to 3 months you will have everyday data at 370 meter resolution. So it is all what.
That you are collecting every 5 days.
Huh.
Does that also include the crop details?
No,
Okay, continue.
No. See, what the NRSC's job is, they will provide the satellite data. So these are not the end result. That's where they also do the project for government, or guys like us come to into picture. We make use of raw data, collect some, we call it field data or the ground truth, develop some algorithm, then we convert into a product which can add value. Satellite agencies typically, by and large, they provide the satellite data. You'll have to convert into a valuable product.
So we also have these crop layers, all those things which you can download from our Bhuvan website. So for different ministries, we will work out a different kind of thematic layers that you can download, no issue, or you can even write to us. So everything is available at one particular portal that is called Bhuvan, bhuvan.nrsc.gov.in, for all natural resources, whether it is land use, agriculture, water resources, geosciences,
Some of the
urban
crop type
applications,
also.
everything.
Some of the crop types also I have seen in the portal.
Yeah. So, yeah, please.
Actually, that satellite data what you get, it has a lot of information. So our thing will be pure satellite data, which will be capturing the reflectance which is there in the ground. But as an analyst, one has to analyze what sir was telling. You take that different color, tone based. If you are from land cover side, you will analyze like crop and all those things. From geology side, they will see the formation, rock and all. So it has to be analyzed. A usable product has to be analyzed. But in NRSC, other groups are there. They do all those things for national scale, not for the smallest part. And while this repetitivity of the satellite is covered, most of the satellites are agile. So if you require very high resolution data also within 1 week, that is also possible, but at the cost of some area which is uncovered. I am going in a systematic way. I will tilt my camera. So it will cover that, but it will miss the path. So normally this agility is not being done. It is only in the case of emergency or flood and earthquake like that it is being done. Systematic coverage is normally being done. That is the thing. And for the question what you asked, that floor and all those things, for that you have to do the image ortho rectification, drape over the image, and some field-based information you have to collect and drape on it, and then you can estimate. But directly it may not be available from the satellite image floor information. Yeah, it may not be.
Building height, you can estimate up to some accuracy.
Yeah,
and then some other thing will happen.
Provided you have stereo imaging.
Yes.
Okay.
So that has to be.
So say same satellite 2 times looking at different angles, or satellites with 2 cameras. So that also earlier we have, now this resource sat 3 sampler is going to have that facility.
Thank you for the discussion. When it comes to space intelligence for the agri sector, we know that there is a forecast available for say 24 hours, 48 hours, maybe even 5 days, 7 days. However, if you look at the cropping cycles, they are typically running into months, right? So the agri community, if they need to plan for maybe 2 to 3 months, is there any product or is there any intelligence which can give concrete intelligence on what's the likely weather or intelligence going to be for maybe say 2 months, 3 months, 4 months down the line, so that they can plan the crop cycle much more effectively?
So when you talk about forecast, you are talking about weather forecast.
Yeah, at least at the bare minimum, temperature, precipitation, the
Weather
basic
data.
variables.
See, one thing we'll have to see is satellite is an observation system. Satellite itself is not a forecasting system. It will tell what is happening now, okay, whenever the satellite is passing. On top of that, we need to do some modeling. We need to run weather model, etc. That's how we can forecast. The problem is we don't have a very good observation system of the ground data, rainfall, other parameters. We try to talk to government many times, put some radar, which can capture large scale rainfall information, etc. So there is something called data assimilation, where we combine observation and the modeling, and we can do a good job once we have a very good observation network. We have here and there, many point kind of rain gauges or weather stations are there, but we need to have more and more radar which can capture area rainfall, what's happening, different parameters. Once we start going into that, we can do. But typically my feeling is, I have seen some of the IMD articles, the rainfall predictions are reasonable for next 3 days, not beyond that. Even though they provide forecast for 5 days, IMD, and from some of the international agencies we get forecast for next 14 days. But the rainfall predictions are not reliable. Temperature, humidity, etc. reasonable for maybe next 14, 15 days. When you look at the seasonal forecast, we don't get everyday data, we get some kind of, like we provide a monsoon average, what we expect, in the long-term monsoon, how much rainfall can be there. But there's a lot of uncertainty. So that's not the due to the lack of satellite data, that's more due to lack of the better climate or weather models. So we'll have to focus on that part. So that's where we'll have to put focus, and then we can start doing the long-term forecast.
Sure, thank you.
So basically, these are all regional models are good. So not at plot level. Regional level, they are accurate. But going to a plot, it is very, very difficult as of now. But certainly whether it is going to, good rain or not. See, El Nino, La Nino, kind of forecasting can be done. So this year is more or less a La Nina kind of year. So you have more rains and more floods also. So some times you will have El Nino where lack of rain. At that time you will have more drought kind of thing. So that kind of generalized things are possible, but plot level giving is very difficult. Regional level it is IMD is giving right now.
And when you say regional level, what is the catchment area that you're talking about?
Something like a district